And we're live. Hello, everyone. Today we'll be going over how to build a college list the smart way. So, if you're building your college list and only deciding to apply to Ivy Leagues, we need to talk. Or if you're randomly picking schools because your friends are going there, we also need to talk. Today, I'm breaking down how to build a smart, balanced college list that actually gives you options financially and academically. So, first, let's understand our role and mindset. You need to understand this. Most of the information you need is on the college website. You can use tools like College Board, BigFuture College Search, US Department of Education College Scorecard, and you can sort by majors, location, size, acceptance rate, graduation rate. The research ultimately is your responsibility. Next, you need to know the types of institution types that exist. You need to know what type of school you're applying to. You need to know your tastes. Okay, right? So, let me give you the options. So, the menu, first up is public universities. So, for example, we got UCLA and Florida International University. These universities are typically lower tuition and in state. They're larger campuses and they're funded by the state. So, next we have the private universities. Here we have UPenn, New NYU, and then University of Chicago. And then these are typically your higher sticker price, but often they give more financial aid than the public universities. Next, we have the community colleges. These are your 2 year schools where they give you an associate's degree and you can transfer to a 4 year university. Typically, I would advise going to community colleges if your GPA is 3.0 or lower. Unless you, I don't know, if you have a 4.0 or higher, you're strongly not advised to go to a community college because if you go to community college, your GPA basically gets wiped and it's a fresh start. So, next up, we have the trade slash vocational schools. These are focused career training schools where you learn welding, cosmetology, and construction and the like. So next up, we have size and location. Size and location, believe it or not, do actually matter. So you have university sizes starting at small, which is less than 5,000 students, medium size, which is 5,000 to 15,000 students, large, which is 15,000 or more. So examples are Duke University, which is a medium sized university, NYU, which is a large university. So, questions that you might want to ask yourself: do I want small class sizes? Do I want big school spirit? Do I need structure or independence? And then, the location matters too. You might feel more comfortable in a rural, suburban, or city environment. City schools have access to internships, and rural schools have access to more tighter communities. So, next, the most important section: majors. Let's give a strong reality check here. The average student changes their major, guess, 3 times. You do not need to know your life at 17. However, engineering, business, and nursing may require early declaration. You can use tools like the Big Future Career Quiz, career search tools, explore programs before applying. Financial aid is important, right? So you need to determine financial fit whenever you apply to colleges. This is huge. And you need to know that 80% of financial aid usually comes from the college itself. You can use net price calculators on each school's website or the US Department of Education's college scorecard. And the important thing here is to talk to your family early. A dream school that puts you in a massive debt in reality is not a dream. Next, there's 3 buckets of strategy. This is very important. You need these in determining your dream school. So, your list must include reach schools, two minimum. So, acceptance rate for these schools is under 15%. They're highly selective. So, examples of these reach schools are Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Stanford. These are the schools that everyone and their mom wants to go. So, and also, don't forget MIT. Next up, you have target schools. These are three minimum. You fall within average GPA slash test range, and you have a good chance, but are not guaranteed. The likely schools are two minimum. The acceptance rate is usually 50%, and you're above average academically. These are your safety nets. So usually, you also have to look at graduation rate. Graduation rate rule is that at least four schools on your list should have a graduation rate of 70% or higher. Why? Because getting in doesn't matter if students don't graduate. Here's my final advice. So, you need to apply with confidence. If you want to apply to an Ivy League school, do it. Shoot your shot, right? But don't just apply only to Ivy League schools. A smart student builds options. If this helped you build your college list smarter, like the video. I'm going to make more content on admission strategies, financial aid, and how to stand out, especially if you're aiming high. Subscribe if you're serious about leveling up your future. Thank you, and have a great day.